Okay, so wow, y'all, what a difference a week makes. So last week I was talking about Wack 100, Hassan Campbell, 6ix9ine, all being on Academics podcast off the record. And I'm having a conversation and talking about a couple of things, being a little hectic because I think everybody, other than, Wack 100 because he don't drink or smoke, everybody was probably feeling a little lit in there. So the conversation was going all over the place. And I even commented on Wack and Hassan having a couple of debates on a couple things, about the reasons why black people killing each other being the one I talked about. They also had debates on if 6ix9ine was a king or not. Whatever. Watch the end of it. It'll make more sense, I guess. But then, bam, out of nowhere, they just going straight at each other. And what you thought was them leaving and being kind of cool and maybe working together in the future on some other things, it's just become full out beef. And we've had some collateral damage with this. So this all started, Wack was on Clubhouse, his favorite place, talking about the interview, the podcast with Hassan, and pretty much said like he felt like he pressed him, asked him about questions. Dude wasn't saying nothing. And he was kind of talking a little greasy, you know what I'm saying? You know how Wack talk if you listen to Wack. Talk a little tough about it. So Hassan was just like, what you talking about, man? I wasn't taking it that way. That we was there for fun. I didn't feel like that was supposed to be a confrontational type setting. I didn't think like that. And that became a whole thing. So then they start kind of beefing back and forth, and Wack was calling him a punk, and Hassan was saying all type of stuff like Wack is two-faced, and he thought he was cool. So then I'm like, okay, Wack just beefing with another dude. Now he gonna be on Clubhouse talking about him forever and make fun of him stuff. But then one of the questions that he said he asked Hassan though was about African Bambaataa allegedly molesting him, which I think Hassan, or doing some type of sexual, I don't know if it was full-on molestation, but doing some type of inappropriate, sexual act or with a child, with Hassan as it was a minor at the time. And I think he was just, kind of downplayed it and was like, he felt apologized or something like that. Maybe even gave some money to mom. I don't know. But Wack was looking at that like he should have did something then, and, saying other times he should have did stuff. Well, this is when Wack talked too much. And I love Wack 100. He is the Wack father, but he was flapping them gums a little too much. And I don't think he expected this. I think I can see what his game plan was, but I don't think he was expecting this. Hassan Campbell recorded that conversation, and from what he has released out for all of us to hear, it has some stuff to do with, of course you all know, allegedly there's a sex tape out there with Nipsey Hussle and his baby mom before Lauren London, and another man. And alleged in the recording, Wack is saying that Nipsey paid this other guy to have sex with Nipsey's baby mama at the time, baby mama, who's girl at the time, and he was hitting her from the back, and the baby mama was performing, oral on the man, and it stated that once the man finished, in her mouth, Nipsey pulled her back and tongue kissed her with, the man's bodily fluids in her mouth, and then put it back onto to the man, private area. So of course that blew up, and everybody's like, what? Whoa, that was just a huge, revelation, that nobody was even kind of expecting. He also talked about, Big U, Rolling 60s Crip, same gang as Nipsey, and talked about him pretty much in a way like extorting Nipsey, maybe kinda, and once Nipsey died, wanted to get 30% off of him and things like that, and just pretty much was saying Big U's a snake, you can't trust him, and he ain't got no power in LA, he be wearing sweatsuits, he ain't even like that, and just putting him down, which we hadn't heard him talk negatively about Big U at all in public, so we thought that they was cool. Wack saying they not cool. He also talked about he be pressing or stretching Wallow and Gilly, and just saying, like, talking a little shit maybe you could take it that way, maybe not. But I think really the Big U and the Nipsey thing is throwing people out. Now, I don't know if Nipsey did that or not. I don't know if Big U was like that or not. I know is, Wack, why is you telling this dude that you don't even know all this information? Like, you talking too much to somebody you don't even know. You feed him too much information, too much game. Now, I know Wack will probably be like, I was just testing dude to see if he'd say something. But even if this is true and Wack says all this stuff is true, then why would you tell him the truth? Why wouldn't you tell a lie to this dude to see if he repeat it? And then you'd be like, okay, I can't trust dude. He told something that was a lie. I just lied to you and told you that. But instead, you are on here just talking trash, exposing like secrets about Nipsey that dude didn't even know about. And a lot of us didn't know about. Now, he's saying people knew. I didn't know. I've heard him talk to some 60s who didn't know, but don't believe it. Now people want to see the tape. People want it, And a lot of people want the proof. If a man's name is going to be besmirched, they say, we got to hear this. We got to see this. I don't want to see it. I wish we never heard of any of this stuff. I don't know. If he did do that, if that's what Nipsey was into, then that's what Nipsey was into, and it kind of probably should have been quiet. Wack brought up a good point. He said, that didn't hurt me. That hurt Nipsey. That hurt his legacy. That hurt his family, what he did. So he putting out all this personal information. And while that is true, I get where Wack is coming from. You're right. Hassan Campbell dropping that recording of you talking about the Nipsey's sex tape and Nipsey possibly being, bisexual. Yes, that would hurt him. That would hurt Nipsey more than it would hurt you, Wack. But you should have never even said that to him. That should have never hit his ears if he didn't know about it. If you Wack 100 calls himself protecting Nipsey and keeping the information from getting out. But if you got loose lips and you telling everybody and you spreading the word, you ain't really doing too much protecting. Because look what happened. Now this dude recorded it and is putting it out, and you can probably try to say you want to wash your hands clean, but you shouldn't have been running your mouth, Wack, in the first place. If this is true. And if it's not true, and you gonna continue to let this narrative play because you don't want to look like a sucker, that's foul too. So really, I think either way you foul about this with the Nipsey situation. Now with the Big U situation, if y'all ain't fooling each other no more, y'all ain't fooling with each other anymore. That's fine. But I hope that you're not lying on his name. Also talking about he was trying to, get money off of Nip when he passed. And if that's not the case, because that would be foul. Even if y'all not boys no more, Big U ain't said one word about you. He still ain't talking about you. He's just posting clips and saying he ain't got time for this nonsense right now, which I feel him. And I wish you didn't have time for the nonsense sometimes too, Wack. I think you just got to hold this L. I know Wack is a smart dude. Wack know how to talk. He gonna try to talk his way, and he has been trying to talk his way out of taking that L. But as my mama showed me when I was younger, no matter how much you try to talk and whine and cry and run away, eventually, that belt gonna hit you. Eventually that belt gonna hit you. So just take it, Wack, and move forward, and take this as a lesson that. You can't be playing like this and don't be talking so much. I like you, Wack, but you talk too much, brother. And it's not about being tough. It's about just like this. Now you call yourself looking out for somebody, trying to hide this dirty secret. But you the main reason why I was exposed, because you telling people who recording you. I don't know. And a Hassan Campbell aside, I get why he recorded Wack. I do. Wack, for whatever reason, he get cool with people and then they have a falling out. And I feel Hassan. He's like, I don't want him trying to say I lied on him or trying to paint a false narrative. I'm gonna record this dude for my safety because, right or wrong, the perception of Wack is he'll turn on you and you won't know why, or you won't see it coming. He'll turn on you. So I get why Hassan did that. It's all snakish behavior from both of them, of course. Of course. That's what it is. So clearly this was all, I think both of them just was attempting to get over it on the other. And unfortunately, Nipsey's name is now kind of being thrown through the mud a little bit. And, I don't like that. I just hope that nobody try to do nothing to either one of them men over this. But, they both talk about they tough, so they probably be able to handle themselves. But it's crazy, man. It's the WACCast podcast. Yeah. Talk Wack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack
It's
to me.
the WACCast podcast. Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.